The substation hums, a low, steady heartbeat under layers of dust and forgotten ambition. The air here tastes like ozone and stale coffee, a metallic tang that clings to the back of the throat. Hand-labeled vinyl records stack precariously beside a war-surplus transmitter, its tubes glowing like embers in the gloom. This console is where 1966 and 2036 meet, a place built from salvaged parts and stubborn signals.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Permont checks in at 62 degrees and sunny. Wind check, northwest at 4 miles an hour. Our first signal tonight cuts through the fog of conflict. The stark accusation that Pakistan's forces fatally shot 30 unarmed protesters in Kashmir. This isn't just news. It's a structural failure of consent and dignity.
Concrete facts point to a deliberate act. Reports from Srinagar describe at least 30 individuals, peacefully assembled, becoming casualties of live fire. The Pakistani military's chain of command is exposed, facing international scrutiny for alleged human rights violations under Article 3 of the Geneva Conventions. A viable alternative to lethal force would be deploying non-lethal crowd control methods and initiating immediate dialogue. Our next move demands an independent international inquiry into these specific shootings.
This echoes a long, painful lineage in Kashmir, where protest is met with iron. Imagine the weight of those 30 fallen bodies, each a seed of distrust planted deeper into the soil of a contested land. This isn't just about bullets. It's about the erasure of a people's voice, a silence that reverberates through generations, carried forward by every surviving family member.
Patching in a caller, the boundary keeper. You're on the signal.
We hear about international scrutiny, but what does that actually mean for those 30 families? Who pays the true cost when governments claim self-defense against unarmed citizens? Does anyone actually hold them accountable? Or is it just more diplomatic noise?
Coffee's cold. Doesn't matter. The signal is warm and the board is reading clean. That's a crucial question, boundary keeper. The cost is immense, and accountability is often deferred, a toxic residue we must actively discern from any genuine architectural signal. From the ground in Kashmir, we shift our gaze to the skies over Peru, where another kind of structural failure has left 13 dead.
Debrief like designers, log the friction, script a small rule bend, and try it live.
In Peru, a tourist plane carrying 13 souls crashed during a flight over the ancient Nazca lines, turning a marvel of human history into a site of modern tragedy.
Reports confirm a small Cessna 206 operated by Aero Santos went down shortly after takeoff from Maria Ricci Newman Airport, killing 13 people, including Peruvian pilot Luis Alberto Lopez and 12 foreign tourists. This exposes critical questions about regulatory oversight from Peru's Directorate General of Civil Aeronautics, DIAC, and the maintenance protocols of local tour operators. One clear alternative is mandatory, independent, third-party safety audits for all tourist flight operators. Our next move should be an immediate grounding of all Aero Santos aircraft pending a full safety review.
The Nazca lines were meant to be seen from above, an aerial communion with ancient artistry. Now that sacred sky is stained with metal and memory. This crash carries a chilling echo of past incidents, a reminder that the pursuit of spectacle, if unchecked, can consume both the viewer and the viewed. Who carries this grief now? The families across continents and the local communities who rely on this fragile tourism.
Patching in a caller. Go ahead.
So, is it just another accident, or is someone cutting corners to cash in on those lines? What happens to the pilot's family, or the ground crew who might have seen something? Is the price of a scenic view worth risking so many lives? And who actually enforces safety here?
Your point on cost and enforcement, boundary keeper, is vital. It's about designing systems that favor dignity over unchecked profit. Speaking of unchecked profit and systemic failures, let's turn to a different kind of architecture, one built on alleged vice and exploitation, the gambling industry. From that dossier to this one, Sportsbet and Tabcorp deny allegations they source drugs. Sportsbet and Tabcorp, two giants of the betting world, are denying explosive allegations that they sourced drugs and sex workers to entice VIP clients into betting more.
The allegations, detailed by former employees and whistleblowers to the Victorian Gambling and Casino Control Commission, VGCCC, suggest a systematic inducement of high-value customers. Both Sportsbet and Tabcorp are exposed to massive reputational damage and potential regulatory fines reaching millions of dollars. An alternative path for the industry involves implementing genuinely independent, responsible gambling programs with real-time spending limits. Our immediate next move must be a formal public inquiry by the VGCCC into these specific allegations of predatory practices.
This isn't just about corporate greed, it's a shadowy inheritance of exploitation, turning vulnerability into a commodity. The VIP room, once a symbol of exclusivity, becomes a gilded cage where addiction and vice are actively cultivated. This toxic residue impacts not just the clients, but their families and the wider community, who carry the burden of these predatory practices.
There's a caller on the line.
Denying allegations is one thing, but does anyone truly believe them? Who protects the people driven to addiction by these tactics? And what about the actual individuals forced into sex work? Are they just collateral damage in this high-stakes game? How can we trust any responsible gambling initiatives after this?
That's the core of the matter, Boundary Keeper. The erosion of trust when consent and dignity are weaponized for profit. The architectural signal here is a demand for absolute transparency and robust, independent oversight. We need to build inner and civic architectures that reject such exploitation. This is TogeeVision, keeping the signal clean.
Black Star Pirate Radio.
Continue the signal at TogeeVision.com. Tune in, Sparks and Stories, Gig Passport.